guys, today I am about to go to my yoga therapy class. We're going to be sitting from 12 to 8 p.m. We do have a yoga practice in there, but it's going to be a lot of sitting and paying attention, and that's not really my forte. My body doesn't want to be still, my mind doesn't want to be focused, so I'm going to prepare for that long meeting by doing a little bit of warming up. And in particular, I want to do some things to get out of that traditional sitting posture. I want to move my legs and arms in ways that wouldn't necessarily be appropriate to do during class, but I would probably do them anyway. And at yoga therapy school, we are more allowed to do that than in a traditional business meeting or regular classroom setting. So the first thing I'm going to do is cross one leg over the other, trying to get my knees lined up. If this is too intense, you can be as far open as feels good for you. But this is where I need to be today. So I'm going to pull this in, letting my heels come in, flexing my feet, sitting really tall, and I'm even going to take the palm of my hand and press into my heels, kind of like in the arch heel area, just to ground down, maybe even closing my eyes, visualizing the color red, some deep earth browns, doing that normal yoga breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, letting the belly expand. Now I'm going to press through my heels a little bit more, get a little taller through my spine. Exhale, start to fold over, and I'm going to keep my tailbone pressing behind me so that my pelvis tips a little bit and I can feel the stretch more intensely. And again, the same thing, you can close your eyes, come into that nice deep breathing so that when you breathe in, your belly expands, maybe visualizing the color red. It's nice to have a red yoga mat to help ground you. By the way, honey, I stole your yoga mat this weekend. Sorry. And coming up, one more time, pressing into the feet, finding some space in the spine. I'm going to take a twist, bringing my right arm to my left leg. Inhaling for space, exhaling to deepen the twist, looking behind you if you can. Letting the face relax, anything relaxing that you can find to relax. And then coming forward, switching sides. You can just switch your legs, or if you put your hands behind you, you can come up and do a fun little spin twist. If you have kids at home, let them figure that out. That's a lot of fun. So now I've got the other leg on top. Same thing, finding that space where it's stretching, it feels good, it doesn't hurt. Bringing my heels in, flexing my feet, pressing down on my heels, closing my eyes, and coming into that yoga breathing. And then folding forward, if that feels good for you. And again, just letting go. Tailbone pressing behind you, crown of the head, reaching forward. Just moving and finding the places where you can make some space, finding the places where you can grow. And coming back up. Taking a moment to breathe. And then inhaling, finding the length in the spine. Exhaling, left arm to right leg, knee, thigh, wherever you are. Inhaling, making the space in the vertebrae. Exhaling, twisting. And coming back to center, uncrossing the legs. I'm going to let the soles of my feet come together in Baddha Konasana. You You can have your feet as far apart or as close in as you want to. I like to take some time to get one knee down more than the other. Just kind of feel that opening in my hips to see where I am. And then inhaling again, finding the length in the spine and bending forward, trying to let my elbows come on to my thighs to press them down to the ground. It's really not about getting my nose or my chin down to my toes. It's about opening up through here for me, because I know when I sit in a chair, everything's going to be very streamlined and straightforward. But sometimes I'll sit crisscross applesauce, as we call it with the kids, in my classes, because at yoga therapy school we're more allowed to do that. Maybe it might feel good to reach your arms out and release down. And coming back up. I'm going to let my feet be on the floor with my knees bent and just kind of moving side to side here. You can even do this laying down on your back. Oh, that's much better because now I'm in the sunlight. And holding one side. And then the other. And then either staying on your back or in a seated posture, taking one ankle over the opposite knee. May be able to put your elbow in that space in your foot or hang on to it with your hand. Or if you're laying on your back, you can also do this against the wall. You might like to pull everything in, whether your hand is on your foot, hand on your knee, grabbing behind your thigh, grabbing your shin, whatever feels good for you. You can keep both feet flexed to bring it a little more intensely in. This is one of my favorite stretches. We probably have this in several videos, and we do it almost every week in class. And then releasing, maybe taking legs up the wall for a moment before coming into the other side. So all of these stretches that we're doing, we're getting away from the holding the muscles in the ways that they are held when we're sitting in a chair. We're getting external and internal rotation, a lot of movement and fluidity into the pelvis. And then finally, if you want to try something different, maybe going to legs up the wall or working up into a shoulder stand, just because if you're going to be sitting all day, it feels good to get upside down. Maybe coming into some other versions here, letting yourself play around with your legs or your arms. Maybe even coming into a lotus if you're warmed up enough, but absolutely not necessary. So if you have a long meeting or a car ride or something where your body is going to have to be still for a while, maybe you can take a few minutes and try some of these things beforehand. And if your meeting gets really long and boring, you can start to plan your next little yoga flow and how you will escape from it in the future. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day.